This is this is unbelievable. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the I'm looking at Runyon Canyon 44 minutes ago.
Right now, what you're seeing on the side of your screen there, that is something that we hate to report and we are scared to report. That is a new fire that is burning in the Hollywood Hills. This one is just off of Runyon Canyon, that popular
hiking, you hear that?
Spot here.
Popular hiking spot. It's where all this the tourist attraction. Literally, I lived in LA most of my life. I probably went to Runyon Canyon 0 times. Like I never like just hung out there. That was for like, you know, the influencers and all that stuff. I didn't really go up there. It just seemed like a I don't know, a waste, but that's a huge tourist attraction for LA. And that's one block. That's a half a mile away from Hollywood Boulevard. You're saying they're barely a mile away from the Kodak Theater, or what, a half a mile away? How far away are they? A mile away. And you're in LA, so you would know. Like, that's crazy. And what about Dominique? How far away is he from you said he walks out his door, he can like feel the heat.
He's about a mile and a half, 2 miles away from the fire.
This is insane. You know, it's crazy. I spent all day making a big collage on my Instagram page on the Safe and Effective, and it kind of just explains what I was talking about yesterday. How they had all this deep. Okay, call me back. They're telling a story on my page. Go to the Safe and Effective podcast, and I kind of give a. Yesterday we were live for a couple of hours, and we were going over what happened to all the good firefighters and police officers and military servicemen. What happened to everybody? And I have to remind people of the magical year of 2021. That's what happened to people. That's what happened to our firefighters. People who believed in the Constitution, they understood the Constitution believed in them. And when they were threatened to lose these jobs, they said, fine, fire me. I will not comply. And they didn't. And they were fired. And that also discouraged new firefighters and new servicemen and new police from even wanting to join in these areas. So a lot of them relocated to Florida, West Virginia, Tennessee, or like I did, to Texas, looking for freedom. We couldn't find it in California. All we saw was DEI. Everything turned really, really black and really, really gay, really, really fast. Kind of like this wildfire. That's how fast everything turned gay and black. As fast as this fire right here. All of a sudden, we're gonna go into that. I'm gonna go play these videos for you, and you'll see how fast everything turned black and gay. Right now, it's just black and charred, but everything turned black, gay, and trans and really weird in California. And then that's when I got the hell up out of there. But let's play these videos. This is a very popular place where all my friends go and hang out, but it's no longer there. Let's see what he's saying.
To be superheated, the fire will work its way up. Firefighters hopefully will be building lines, but above that is Mulholland Drive, and then on the other side of that is Studio City. So many of people, including us, call home. They're calling this the Sunset Fire. This is the Sunset Fire burning near Runyon, not to be confused with the Palisades Fire off of Sunset that we have been showing you all day long. Again, this is just a reminder that here in Los Angeles, a wildfire can happen at any moment. To have your bags packed, to be listening for evacuation orders, especially when the wind starts blowing. We're heading into another night of uncertainty, of unknown, and of high winds. And so for all of us here, we're hoping that everybody stays safe tonight and is on guard. Thanks for watching.
We don't have the resources or the manpower to save both. The fires are going to go both ways. It's going to go towards Mulholland, or it's going to go towards Hollywood Boulevard. We're not going to be able to. There's not enough manpower or resources. There's not enough water access to save both. They're going to have to choose. Do you save the commercial real estate, of Hollywood Boulevard, and those properties, which are also mixed live work developments. There's a lot of commercial right there, but then there's also there's commercial, but then there's also residential. Or do you save the residential of Mulholland Drive and stop it from spreading over the hill into Studio Cities? What's up, Reed? You're in LA still, or you guys evacuate, or are you still in LA?
Bro, why are you not talking about how that fire from Palisades skipped all that area, West Hollywood, Century City, UCLA, all fucking what's the richest neighborhood where the Playboy Mansion is, and it's landed in fucking Sunset? Fuck no, somebody said that, bro.
Listen, even fire doesn't want to get into it with the gays, so it's not going to West Hollywood. So it's not. So naturally, listen. Listen, there's already.
You can tell me that I can go on my balcony, I can look at the Palisades fire.
Listen, Magic Johnson's son is still on the loose. There's enough burning in West Hollywood already. They didn't need to double down. They skipped over to other places that were not as saturated. They're avoiding those areas because you know who lives there.
Brentwood and all that shit did not get touched. Something ain't right.
It says, I'm reading it. It says Brentwood, Palisades, Malibu, Santa Monica.
Bro, what somebody said, one of 34 satanic places, and they use the Getty to fuck with the kids under the Getty.
You're right. And we heard that for years, and it just seems like somebody finally had the means to do something about it. You got to think about it. All this stuff is going to happen at somebody's expense. Somebody's going to have to put themselves out there.
But I'm saying, bro, it's mighty funny that they went from Palisades, skip Santa Monica Mountains, and just hop to the Hollywood Hills, but nothing on that path. Go look at my story, bro. I'm pointing it out. Go look at my story.
On Instagram?
Yeah,
All right,
go to my Instagram. Go to my story real quick.
Hold on, let me see.
The path that I put there, that's from my balcony, bro.
Where you can see everything from your shit. Okay.
Right?
Yeah, it says no more hikes at Runyon, my people. Good Lord.
Yeah. Look at that. But look at where I said it started in the Palisades, right?
Yeah.
And then you see how it skipped over all that shit. All that terrain.
Wait a minute. Wait. It's not burning in between there? What the bro? Then it was said deliberately. Oh yeah, this is arson. Somebody's trying to burn them out. Oh. Look at this. Surprise. LA Fire Chief wants to focus on diversity. It's funny. The fires aren't that fucking the fires aren't diverse. The fires are pretty based if you think about it.
Bro, but you see what I'm saying? All that gap in between there's no fire.
Why isn't that all being burnt up gradually going towards the direction of the wind? So if the winds are blowing east, right, then all that area should have been on fire. It should have. And it's not just because we have amazing firefighters. Who's even fighting fires anymore in LA? From what I can tell,
they pulled because you know they're short on firefighters, so they had to go grab.
They shouldn't be. What happened to them?
But they had to go grab the fucking. They got teenagers out there from fire camp. Teenagers fight this shit, bro. From a youth camp, fight this fire, bro.
Why don't they just use the prisoners? I mean, there's enough of them in California. What's our prison population? Why aren't they out there fighting fires? Why are you using kids?
Because these youth are a part of 30 kids from Sacramento that are at a youth fire camp that they shipped up there. But like I said, but I'm saying, bro, explain to me what you see with your own eyes from my video, how that fire did not spread all the way down there, how it just
look at this
over about a million acres.
Look at it. So this is So the first fire in your video, that's Runyon Canyon, and the
No,
next.
no. The first fire that I showed my video, that's the Palisades.
Okay, so that's way over in Palisades by Malibu, and then
Yeah,
this is
so-
Hollywood.
so-
This is Runyon Canyon.
Yeah, so
How the fuck did the fire? Wait, how did the fire go from one area and then start over in another area? What is that, like 30 miles away? That's a big gap.
Yeah, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
And you know what's crazy? Because we don't have law enforcement anymore, there's not going to be any investigations. Actually, they're going to tell you that if you investigate these fires, you're akin to white supremacy, racism, and you are oppressive. Yeah, that's all that's going to be said. It's California.
What's the name said? He going to investigate the fires though.
Why? Okay, why waste your time when literally anybody can say, well, blame the homeless. They're setting fires. There's literally videos of them setting fires. How many of those videos did I post when I was living in downtown of the homeless people that sleep in the tents outside of where I park my car at night, where they would accidentally blow their tents up?
Bro, across the street from my house, where the mall is, it's that restaurant, that brunch spot called Post and Bean. A fucking RV exploded.
Wait, Post and Beam over by the Crenshaw Mall?
Yes, by my house, nigga. Nigga, Post and Bean. There's an RV parked in front of it. 5 o'clock this morning, that motherfucker blew up. Nigga, my girl jumped out the car. Oh my God.
She thought it was like a terrorist attack.
Where these police from?
What police?
Nigga, it's a million motherfucking police that going down the brand, nigga.
Man, this is
Beach police is coming.
what the fuck is happening in LA right now?
I just seen this at PD. Oh, that wasn't them flying through here.
Who?
Redondo PD, El Segundo police. God damn.
So where are they? I wonder where they're going.
Hawthorne police. That's the main. They traveling all around this motherfucker. They getting escorted everywhere.
Oh.
By all these goddamn police departments, they getting escorted.
Oh, so Karen Bass bought her black ass back from fucking Africa. Yeah, she might as well just stayed in Africa.
She came back and you see that video. Are you sad about what happened? She's like, huh?
Yeah, bro. For one thing, she's a DEI implant. She has no business running anything. And actually, somebody's telling her what to do. That's a part of the negotiation of when they install you in these positions. That's why they put you there. That's why they put you there. Why you think about it? She couldn't answer. Listen, she could. Hey, I saw that. Listen, she couldn't answer questions. Who else couldn't answer questions? Your girl Kamala Harris. You know, you find it's weird that certain people magically can't speak, but they can claim victimhood. And right now, she's gonna find it.
Then somebody gonna say, "Oh well, earlier she said she's not doing the interview right now." I don't give a fuck what you say you're gonna do. Bitch, you're a public servant.
Yeah, you ran for this position, even if you didn't really want it, even if you're a DEI implant. This is your fucking job. You are going to speak to us. You cannot. Listen, that shit that Biden pulled, we're not letting it slide anymore. Where he used to dodge questions, dodge accountability, wouldn't do interviews. Kamala couldn't do an interview by herself. Remember, she had to bring that fucking creep Waltz with her little seeing eye monkey. Yeah, and think about it. When they put these people in these positions, they're not prepared for emergencies because they got to have somebody in their ear telling them what to say. They're drones. They're empty husks. Yeah, bro, this is this. And now look, now we see the consequences of DEI. This is the consequences of forced diversity. Diversity means shit in an emergency. Nothing. I don't give a fuck about how diverse the skies are if my plane is on fire and going down. I need a professional. I need a person who knows what they're doing. I need somebody that is there because they dedicated their life to their profession, not just because they want to check. This is fucking pathetic. And this is LA. This is my home.
Bro, it's sad that there's no fucking water
in the hills. They said there's no water coming out of the hydrants. So you're just going to burn. Hey, they said you're just going to have to burn. You're just going to burn. The houses are going to burn. And the winds are Listen, the winds only slightly eased up. They said the winds are still 60 miles per hour, blowing embers everywhere.
They're 60 miles per hour out here. The wind, there's no fucking wind right now.
Oh, the wind stopped. Okay, well then that's good. Well, yeah, they said it eased up, but it was about they were reporting it at 60, 40 to 60 miles per hour. But good thing it stopped right now. Hopefully it doesn't pick back up. But listen, they said right now there's trying to draw a line, but they said basically hey, listen, they're saying that there's basically got to choose between Hollywood Boulevard and Mulholland Drive. So which one do you think they're going to save? The commercial property on the Hollywood Boulevard or the homes in Mulholland?
Nigga, they gonna save Hollywood Boulevard, the commercial property, bro. Fuck you, man.
You think they'll save that over the houses in Mulholland?
Hell yeah, nigga, man, bro. The Altadena Fire Department, they've been letting that shit burn, my nigga.
Altadena, I thought they were in Altadena.
They houses burn, bro.
Then I read that all wrong. I thought they would have tried. I thought they would have tried to save the homes. There's.
Can I get 40 on 3?
And look at you out here burning gas, you mother. No, I'm just joking. Better you. Listen, at least in a gas car, you can drive out of there. You see all those Teslas? Hey, you see all those Teslas parked? You see all those Teslas that ran out of juice? Hey, you see all those Teslas that ran out of juice? There's no way to charge those Teslas in the middle of the road.
It's too cold, bro. But you know what's crazy? Low-key predictive programming that shit with all this shit.
You saw that, how that girl was walking? Yeah, remember in that movie, Civil War, they're walking down the road and all the cars are on the side of the road, a lot of Teslas, and then magically you see all those abandoned Teslas on the side of the road. I'm like, Jesus, nobody even tried to pull over? Like, it looked like a movie scene. It looked staged.
You see what the bulldoze on the cars.
No, what cars had to get bulldozed?
Pacific Coast Highway. I mean, they had to bring out the firefighter bulldozer, and they wrecked everybody, pushed everybody's car, and all those cars burned down.
Oh, I'm looking at it right now. Abandoned cars on PCH.
Or abandoned his car earlier today. And that's exactly where before we get to the property, how are you doing?
Moon Shadows is gone.
Get the fuck out of here. Wait a minute. The restaurant on the water?
Moon Shadows burned.
Oh, no. I love
Duke's burned.
No. Wait. Please shut the fuck up. Rion, stop it. Dukes and Moon bro, those are my 2 date spots. When you used to want to feel like you're doing something, you meet a chick, you drive her out to Dukes, you drive her out to Moon Shadow, then you go up to Malibu to the beach.
Dukes is on the ground.
Stop it.
Bro, half of PCH is on the ground, my nigga. All the PCH cameras down there burnt.
Bro, you know what? People don't know what this feels like. Imagine you're from a city and your city's your city's best restaurants and places that you've known your whole life, you grew up seeing, all of a sudden they're just gone. I couldn't imagine Dukes on the water. Those are on the water, Why did the fire get across? It blew across the PCH. Yeah, because the hills start right there. I love, bro. The last time I was in LA, I was at Dukes because I didn't want to. I don't like Nobu like that. It's overpriced. I'd rather go to Dukes or Moon. Are you serious?
They're gone, bro. 30% of Palisades High School gone. Only thing that survived was the football field, aquatic center, and the baseball field. Most everything else, a lot of that shit's gone.
Palisades High School, bro. You know how many think of how many people we know used to get bused to Palisades High School, bro.
Listen, so Palisades High School and the 2 elementary schools, Palisades Charter, another school, burnt down to the ground.
How the fuck is this happening so fast? Joe Rogan was talking about it, but
I'm gonna tell you this. So with the Palisades shit, they found some little white boys, right? I can see embers flying up like little apples, but some little white boys, they were caught on video by this white lady throwing red gas tanks on the side of the fire at Palisades High School, so they would have to go to school. School burned down.
So fucking arson. So all this shit's probably arson. All of it's convenient arson from people who they have their own selfish reasons why they want to watch LA burn. And trust me, there's a lot of people in LA who do not like LA, who hate what's happening and want to see it burn.
But guess what, though? I just figured something out.
What?
Where is... Cause look, these white people, they want to move up out of Palisades. I'm going to tell you why. Because for months ago, they cut off their... They stopped their fire insurance.
I heard about that.
California wouldn't let them adjust the prices to future fires. Then we did it off old fires, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all that. So
yeah, basically, insurance runs its own way. A local state government cannot tell an entire insurance industry how they should all of a sudden set their premiums and do their job. Who the fuck are you?
That's what they said. So mind you that. So you gotta understand. But the only people who can rebuild with no problem are those commercial buildings, and they have commercial fire. That's different. So like Caruso, the one that owns the Grove and all that shit, he got a spot out there. He's gonna be able to build back. All those commercial buildings, they're gonna be able to build back. But those homes, take out a second mortgage. But I found out they were making people get state insurance.
Well, think about it. But think about it. You can't close escrow if you can't get insurance.
No.
So how are they going to read? So what is the magical plan? So it's just going to all be state. It's going to be all state-owned housing.
Yes. No. They want people to have state insurance.
But think of
California was trying to take over the insurance game, bro.
But listen, I have the videos from when they said they were going to use the lockdown to put all the landlords out of business so that the state can scoop up their properties, because they're going to pass laws saying that the state of California have first right of refusal. State of California and city of Los Angeles have the first right of refusal. So you're not going to be able to sell your property to an investor. You're going to have to sell it to the city or to the state. California went. Well, no. You know how many people lost their properties and the state bought them up? Not G.H. Palmer, not the Orsini's, and not all those buildings where I live at in downtown, but a lot of the other small mom and pop landlords that lost their properties, the state took them. That's why they did the lockdown for so long. They gave a moratorium for the renters, but there was nothing for the landlords to not pay the mortgage, even though you're not getting rent money.
So let me ask you this. So think about it. So like I said, if like some people who just filthy rich, you know what I'm saying? You know, they if people have their insurance policies under different shit, old, like, you know what I'm saying, them old insurance policies that were under fucking trust and all that shit, they have to pay those out.
Yeah,
certain ones they have to pay out.
But probably not insurance that was written up in the last 10 years.
Yeah, hell no. So what I'm trying to tell you, this is what I think these motherfuckers up to. They're burning that shit, doing all that fuck shit out there. Where is it going to force people to go? Where is desirable areas in Los Angeles that you can have, and you can have fire insurance, all that?
Oh, you mean you're talking about Inglewood? No,
Baldwin Hills, Ladera, the fucking View Parks, all that shit.
Where we grew up at. So basically where we grew up. But listen, they just said there's a ball.
They gonna change the shit.
There's a Baldwin Hills fire right now too. Did you hear about it?
Ain't no Baldwin Hills fire. That shit got put out. I'm right with that shit.
Well, I'm just saying I heard about it earlier, so they put that out.
No, it had a little fire over here off of Stocker and Lafayette.
Yeah. Oh, you're over there. Okay.
I'm in the car. I'm on Stocker, Lafayette right now.
And there's nothing going on right now.
Like the little oil field.
Listen, they got a lot of homeless people living up and down the street next to the Dons over there. Hopefully nobody over there sets nothing on fire right now, just as a copycat.
Shit, nigga, they cleared them homeless people out there, nigga. They ain't there no more.
They're gone? Okay, well that's good too.
Nigga, they been gone, bro. They got them motherfuckers out of there. But I'm telling you, bro, you about to see an influx of white people moving into these hoods, and it's gonna cause. What's the area that they can tear down and build immaculate homes. The jungle gonna be gone, nigga.
Oh yeah, the Jays is prime real estate anyway.
Come on, bro.
And honestly, but think about it, the people who live there, if you're not a part of the program, then move your ass to Apple Valley. Go move to the desert and go tear that up.
No, what they're gonna do, they're gonna ban. So companies already own a lot of those apartment buildings. They go.
Well, the people, the element, the urbans, the ethnics, send the ethnics to the deserts. Yeah, send them there. Let them go. Let them. They can go out there. They can play shoot 'em up, bang bang, all day and all night. But yeah, but tearing up prime real estate that's close to the airport in LA, it just can't be allowed anymore. Even when I lived in when I sold my house in Westchester, it was nothing really over there, but it was outside of Inglewood. You wanted to be somewhere close to LA, but not in LA. That's why I like living in downtown. It was like being in LA without being in LA. But now the downtown is gone. You know, we're all gonna. If you ever consider coming back, if I ever consider coming back to California, I don't even know where I would live, and honestly, I wouldn't even think about it. There's nowhere that I think is even to come back and replant.
I can see you moving Playa Vista, Ladera, or
Playa Vista's not that far. It's not that far from Think about it. If the way these fires are popping up, if there was one that started in Playa Vista, it would hit Westchester too. El Segundo, it would.
But it's nothing. But they're not. But they ain't gonna let that shit happen over there. That's where Google. No, they're not about to burn all that shit down, bro. Hell no.
So how are they burning up Hollywood? So how the fuck are they letting Hollywood burn?
Well, that's the devil playground, homeboy.
I don't think anybody can deny that. I don't, bro. There's not. Listen, no matter what. Listen. No one's gonna say you're wrong. Nobody, after what we know right now, think about it. The Diddy files and the Epstein files both drop on the 20th. I feel like I'm waiting for a movie to come out. Is that going to be the next Matrix? You got the Matrix, and then you got the Diddy files. Those are both dropping in what? That's not even two. That's a week and a half away. And where's all this stuff happening at? For the most part, in Hollywood. And yeah, they're taking kids to islands or whatever, but a lot of that stuff is in LA. Think about it. Somebody posted just now. Somebody posted just now.
Think about what you just said. They burning all them areas, trying to show them houses, and they know that shit's over there, but they're trying to get rid of that shit.
So they're burning. So you think they're burning up the evidence? Yeah. So in one of my comments, somebody put, I wonder how many kids are gonna say burnt up in these fires. And you gotta think about it. What's the latest estimate that they said Biden lost that came across the border? 300,000. So let's say they're gonna say they lost 300,000 kids from the border in California. That's probably what they're gonna say. I mean, think about it. What other? I mean, this. How the fuck is a lifeguard tower on fire? What about the island right there off the coast? Any brush fires on or the Catalina? Yeah.
No, it's not, bro. Culver City is fine. All the earth, like the middle of LA is fine, bro.
What about Echo Park? Echo Park is good.
Echo Park is fine, bro. Yes.
Well, Pasadena was burning. Pasadena's not too far from Echo Park.
Because somebody said they said the Rose Bowl is in danger of burning.
Rose Bowl. Wait. You think they're gonna let the Rose Bowl burn, or you think they're gonna be able to? Are they gonna let it burn on purpose?
I don't know, bro. But bro.
What do you think the insurance? What do you think? Hey, what do you? Hey, Rion.
I've been in like 47. Never seen this many spot fires like that, bro. And they talk about, man, these motherfuckers trying to say climate change. Shut the fuck up.
The fucking climate is the goddamn same as it was last year. Shut the fuck up. It's not.
Come on, bro. And I'm looking at the wind right now. There's no heavy winds right now. And now see the good thing about that Hollywood fire is in the brush in the fire. But they're able to do the what's the name? They're able to do the fire retardant drops over there.
Listen, like the YouTube page, Safe and Effective Podcast, the Instagram page, like it, subscribe. So the helicopter, the drops are working, but they just don't have enough. They don't have access to enough water.
Yes, because dumbass didn't want to build a new dam or save all that water from last year.
Remember we were talking about retaining all that water from them storms when they did all the cloud seeding? When they blacked out the skies in California for damn near 2 years?
Bro.
They could have retained
all that stuff in Northern California. That shit was just running down
and running into the ocean. We don't need more water in the ocean. We need to retain and keep that water for in case of an emergency like this, or even potential drinking water. Think about it. If we ever have an issue with the state of Colorado, where's California going to get our water from? I mean,
but what they're doing, they're not telling you some of the cleanest water that you can drink is from Mount Shasta, but I don't know why they don't open that pipeline up.
I thought that was wasn't Nestle taking a lot of the groundwater in those areas, and there was a lawsuit?
I don't know what it was, but they said that Mount Shasta, Lake Shasta, and all that has
Lake Shasta
water supply, but they're not. I don't know why we don't get our water from them.
I don't know why they didn't. Listen, hey, but Rion, do you know if they would have saved that water? You know how much water we would have had access to? There was like 130 storms when they did all that cloud seeding. We had our first tropical storm in California.
Water we would have had, and they would have had enough to fill all the area of Palisades and all that. But guess what?
Even the LA River could have been filled up with that water if you would have just retained it instead of letting it run to the ocean.
But guess what they didn't do? They didn't turn off the gas like they did in Hawaii, bro.
So is that why these flames are burning so fucking hard?
Yes, because these houses were blaming, you know what I'm saying? Because the gas was never turned off in those areas, bro. They left the gas on.
Bro, last night we were looking at these videos, and I was like, what the fuck is burning that's causing these flames to be so powerful? It can't be the paint.
The gas lines, bro. They never shut the gas lines off. So
why
what are they going to do?
They didn't learn anything from PG&E fires. They didn't learn anything from Lahaina.
These motherfuckers are retarded. These motherfuckers are incompetent, bro. They like this. Like, if this doesn't wake up California to flip red, I don't know what it is, bro. Like, I'm sorry, Caruso should have been the mayor, bro.
Bro, I'll be honest with you. Bro, do you know how much better? Hey, how much better off would we have been if Larry Elder would have won that recall back in 21? We wouldn't even be, man. You know, bro, we would have reopened. We could have got back. We could have really went back to normal. California will never now recover from the lockdown, ever. After that recall, we did another year and a half, almost 2 years of unnecessary lockdown.
No. I believe it will recover. It's now.
Well, yeah, you say that because you're on the field. I'm in the skybox. It's different. I have different vantage point now. You're a player on the field. It's your best interest for the game to keep going. I'm in the skybox. I'm just sitting there eating a hot dog with popcorn and sipping my tea. That's it.
You know where they fucked up at, though, right?
Where?
They let this shit happen in these rich liberal neighborhoods, bro. And these motherfuckers are pissed, bro. Yeah. They're like, how the fuck we don't have no water? What the fuck?
You know what's funny? I made a post. I don't know if people, if you follow the Safe and Effective podcast page, and I said, it's crazy that all of Los Angeles had to burn down before my Democrat voting friends in LA understood what the phrase "America First" means. When you see how much money they're sending to the Ukraine and to Israel, right? But they can't afford the firefighters, and they're cutting budgets for firefighting services. But all your money's going to other parts of the world. Now, do you feel like you want it? Now you see the point of putting America first? See, when you're watching all your shit burn up, right? You're no longer worried about immigrants and how comfortable they are when they get here on their H-1B visas and when they come across the border and all these fancy hotels. You can't get a hotel in LA no more. Where are you going to stay? They're evacuating everything. All the hotels are sold out. Where's everybody going to go, Rion? Where everybody going to go? Vegas? Everybody's going to just drive to Vegas? What's the traffic to Vegas going to look like? And what if you drive an electric car? How are you going to charge your car when there's 10,000 people and there's only 15 charging stations and there's only how many different places you go to the Glendale Mall? You can go. There's only one charging station I know of in downtown LA. How are you going to even charge your electric car to get out of the city? You're fucked.
I'm in Culver City, bro.
You're fucked. If you got an electric, if you
about the fire. Motherfuckers walking around doing all the normal shit they do.
That's just because Californians or a lot of us are idiots. They should be preparing for the worst. Instead of just sitting around, la, 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 everything's fine. There's literally a fire that you could throw a fucking rock at. Why are you walking around like nothing's going on? You're going to get some more water? Bro, Californians, bro, I think we have mental issues, bro. We have problems. Just being in California is a sickness.
They're all drunk off the Democratic punch, bro. They are fucking retards.
So we drink the Kool-Aid and it makes us mentally ill and we're afraid of our own shadow, but we won't do anything about actual real threats like our own governor sabotaging our state so that he can save the salmon. Motherfucker, I eat salmon. We need access to water. You're tearing down dams that we need the damn water. People that are smarter than you, who were born way before you, put systems in place so that we can have access to water when we need it in a state like California that is prone to droughts. This cloud seeding took us out of our drought temporarily because they were blocking out the sun. They have their reasons for it. You want to know why? Come talk to me on Rumble, specifically only on Rumble or on X. I can't talk about it here on YouTube, but there is a reason they had to block out the sun. And they successfully did it for like almost 2 years. All of 2022, most of 2023 was dark. Cloud cover all over the state of California and hundreds of storms. We had our first tropical storm in the state history during that time period. And people don't, everyone just seems so fucking oblivious. Like, why not ask questions? Like, it's obvious. But let's look at some of these other stories to see how did we get here? How do we get to the point where we are short on firefighters and don't have people? Like, what happened? So let's see here.
Argent's most deadly spot, downtrends in death. My employer, governing body,
Read. Yeah, bro. Yeah, no, we're looking at this thing about how hundreds of LA firefighters were terminated or suspended for refusing to take the. Now, as the city burns to the ground, LA's fire chief is complaining about a critical shortage of firefighters. We can't find anybody that wants to volunteer to give their life for the name of public safety because we stabbed them all in the back when they wanted to do it before, and now they don't want to come back for round 2. Why would I die? What kind of people they think are dumb enough to? You say what? Your phone's breaking up. It's probably climate change. Climate change is fucking with the signal.
No, I'm saying you heard. I said you heard.
I don't know, bro. I think that's some of that California racism they always talk about. I think it's affecting Verizon right now. So maybe Verizon is going to be the next racist they're going to call out. So be prepared to hear that on the news. Yeah, bro, your phone is oppressed right now because you're in California. So the oppression is real. That's why I can't hear you. Runyon. See, I'm telling you, it's that oppressive, smoke-filled racism of Southern California. Call me back. Let's get back to.
Not only that it will be mandated, it's a condition of my employment. We've gone from essential frontline worker to next on the chopping block.
Remember? You know what's crazy about amnesia is that it strikes you at the wrong times. These are the days. See, I never forgot. I was disgusted. And I lost faith in the state. I would have assumed the whole country went through this. It was really California and New York. The rest of the country was like, we're not doing that dumb shit. But yeah, you went from a frontline essential worker to being on the chopping block. We were celebrating you as heroes, but then there were other people calling for you to be fired and lose all your benefits if you didn't comply. And I'm not going to go too deep into that because I'm on FluffTube. I'm on YouTube right now, and I don't want to cede ground. I've already lost. I don't know how many pages I've lost. I've had to keep restarting and restarting. So let me keep this one. You can follow me, like I said, the Safe and Effective podcast. You know what the term safe and effective means, so you know which way I'm leaning on all these topics. The phrase safe and effective tells you where I am mentally. If you're there too, follow me. And I'll just keep you up to date with everything that's going on, and I'll tell you how it all connects. So you see, this is a topic right here. And it shows you just how they were stabbed in the back by the same people they were willing to give their lives for. And now they're wondering why new people don't want to come offer to give their lives for public safety, when look at what you did to the last people that, matter of fact, these are one thing about people that are in law enforcement or work in the fire department, or work in the military, is usually lineage. Your grandfather was in the military. Your father was a police officer. Your uncle, your father, your brother, all firefighters. For the most part, it's familial. It's a legacy. That means your family's last name has been tied to public service for generations. They literally threw that all in the trash when they stabbed everyone in the back in 2021. And it was abrupt too. No one saw that coming because, well, remember in 2020, when everybody was scared to death to leave their house, the frontline workers still had to go out there and deal with the public. You know, when you got drunk because all you could do is drink alcohol and you crash into a pole, or you crash into somebody else, or you had some kind of accident because you were just a drunk mess for all of 2020. I'm now talking about California people, because remember, we didn't have to pay bills. We had no rent. We had no electricity. We didn't have to pay for water. Everything was free from 2020 March until, I would say, July, August of 2023. We had no bills. No one talks about that. And I have to remind people, we're not like you. You guys were shut down for a month, max 3, and they had programs for you. In California, everything just stopped. You can pay your bills at your own risk. If you want to, go for it, but you didn't have to. Idle hands are the devil's workshop, right? So all we did was just sit around. Everyone just got drunk, partied. Everything was closed on Sunset Boulevard. But yet people are still just walking around. There's no police because they were all defunded after the George Floyd riots and demoralized. So they weren't out there touching anybody or bothering you. So just anything goes. Anything goes. The movies Escape from LA and Escape from New York, those were prophetic. They were telling you the future. I told people, get out of LA. I made the hashtag, look it up on Facebook, type in hashtag evacuate LA. You'll see a bunch of my posts. Evacuate New York. Hashtag arrest Bill Gates. Hashtag arrest Fauci. I was saying this in 2020. That's how I got kicked off the internet. And I have to keep rebranding and coming back. I remember one of my first pages was called the Make It Make Sense page. Because I was like, wait a minute, why are we all on lockdown, but the construction crews are still outside building houses? And also, if it's 2 weeks to stop the spread, why are all the homeless people still outside? Like, where are they going to shelter in place at? Because technically, if any of this makes sense, then in 2 weeks, if I stay home, if I walk outside, all the homeless people should be just scattered around Skid Row, dead, like somebody just dropped a roach bomb in an apartment at Joe's apartment, the movie. Someone just dropped a bomb in there, a roach bomb, and they should just be spread out. If I go outside and they're still walking around like, hey, where you guys been? Then somebody fucking lied to me. I don't like being lied to. I don't. These people lied to us. And look at the results. Now California, what was it? The 6th largest economy in the world. Everyone's already been evacuated out of California anyway, but now it's burning to a pulp. The most expensive and literally the most condensed part of the state, Los Angeles County. As I'm speaking, is up in smoke. And it's not going to just stop right now. Let's think about it. Even if they can contain these fires, there are tens of thousands, there's millions of people that came across our borders from the southern border in California. We don't know what they're doing. We don't know who's setting these fires. There's no way to say that this isn't planned. There's no way to say this isn't teams going out and doing this. It's easy to blame the weather. It's easy to blame homeless. It's easy to blame someone throwing a cigarette out of a Corvette with his hair blowing in the wind and he's driving. He's like, did. It's easy to do that, but why not consider coordination? I mean, can we not agree that America's at war? Can we not agree that the World Economic Forum has been attacking us for years, openly announced it back in 2018 that we will own nothing and we will be happy? The United States will no longer be a superpower after the year 2025. Trump would be a temporary interference that will no longer be a threat after the year 2020. These people literally openly attack the United States of America and the American government and the American people. But I'm not supposed to say America first and Americans first. I'm supposed to just be here and just be a victim. I'm not supposed to talk to you and tell you guys what I'm reading. I'm just reading what they're writing. I'm not even dissecting it. I'm just reading what they're writing verbatim. I have work to do, but besides that, I just read stuff. I go over the news. This shit is interesting. Maybe because I don't watch reality TV. No, I don't know what gay, trans, baby mamas, uncles fighting somebody on some bus. I have no clue. But I do read information that is important to where I live. So look at this prophetic. July of 2024, 7 months ago. Let's see.
This is one of the reasons it freaked me out. He was telling me, he goes, dude, one day, he goes, it's just going to be the right wind and the fire's going to start in the right place and it's going to burn through LA all the way to the ocean. And there's not a fucking thing we can do about it. I go, really? He goes, yeah, we just get lucky. He goes, we get lucky with the wind. She goes, but if the wind hits the wrong way, it's just going to burn straight through LA. And there's not going to be a thing we can do about it. Because these fires are so big, dude. When they're talking about like thousands of acres that are burning simultaneously with like 40-mile-an-hour winds. And the wind's just blowing embers through the air, and those embers are landing on roofs, and those houses are going up, and they're landing on bushes, and those bushes are going up, and everything's dry. And once it happens in a way where it's so spread out that there's nothing they can do. There's nothing they can do to it. Nothing they can do. This is one of the reasons it freaked me.
One thing about people don't realize about California, and I'm a Californian, I can tell you, there's no community in California. We don't do community. It's a bunch of, everyone has we all individually have our own agendas. And we have other agendas that are adjacent to our agenda. And what works for us is not going to work for everybody else. And we don't give a fuck about everybody else. There are people right now that are on their knees praying that their house catches on fire. But the person who lives next door to you is praying that their house doesn't. You have conflicting agendas. Say that person might find a clever way to help push their own agenda. Maybe give a nudge, if you will, to helping a fire inspire a fire. Let's say, we're not saying they're committing direct arson, but a little inspiration. You think that your neighbor is worried about your house and you're in California? This is Los Angeles especially. We don't even know our neighbors. There are people who I've lived next door to for 5, 10, 7, 10 years. We've never spoke a word to each other on the elevator. We've never shook hands. We've never knocked on each other's door and asked for sugar and borrowed salt. If we ever were in a tight space, we act like we don't see each other, we would be disgusted to talk to each other. That's California and Californians. We are not worried about each other. We don't do community. There is none of that. That's all just a facade. We're all just a bunch of individuals trying to get ahead. You might be behind on your mortgage. You might have a good insurance policy. Somebody else doesn't. There are conflicting agendas everywhere. So like my friend was saying, you're going to see fires pop up here. How the fuck did these pop up over here? But they missed this whole area in between. There are some people that are willing to make things happen, and there are some people that are willing to wait for them to happen. Some people don't have the time to wait. They're going to take action. And if you're going to do it, it's better that you make these moves before Trump becomes president again. You got 2 weeks. So that's why people feel like, okay, this time to go for it. And look at this piece of shit DEI embarrassment right here. Let's see what she has to say.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today? Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today?
Maybe she's choking on racism. Or maybe her tongue is oppressing her vocal cords and she can't speak, since they claim oppression and racism for everything. So maybe that's what it is. You know what's crazy? The cat also had the tongue of Kamala Harris. When it was any kind of serious topic that would come up, magically they have nothing to say because no one gave them a script to read. They can read. They just can't read. They just can't think on their own. They're drones. Someone is putting these people That's the reason why I tell people, you install DEI people when you want to create incompetence because you want something to fall. And that doesn't just go for businesses like who bit the cheese, Bud Light. You know, this isn't like Jaguar. It's not just those companies that fall when you try to do DEI, Dylan Mulvaney bullshit. It happens also when you install DEI people in cities and in governments. They're not there because they're smart. They're there because of how they look. They're picking these people for the same way you will pick a stripper. You get one that looks the way you want them to look and you put them in there. Not based on their merits, not based on their past performance or their history. But in that case, then Gavin Newsom should not be the governor. What was his history back in San Francisco? Oh yeah, the shit. What they made an app to show you where all the human feces is located in the city. You know, but one thing about Newsom, he was playing into the DEI stuff early, and that's how he was able to get their vote. And what good did it do?
Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position?
I never watched this whole video. Elon Musk and I share the same opinions, even though me and Elon Musk oppose on other things. I do believe he's a net positive overall, but he does lie to you about going to space. Those rockets go nowhere. So he lies to you about sending a roaster into orbit and about humans going to Mars. He lies his ass off about that. He knows that's not true. But when it comes to stuff here on the surface, I mean, he's been known to get things done. However, if he ever turns against us, it's going to be a problem, and that's what I'm afraid of. But let's continue. And by us, I mean Kurt turns against MAGA, conservatives, America First people. If he ever turns against us and goes back to being a Democrat, well, then we got to worry about him swaying elections in the other way.
Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? They're dealing with this disaster.
Is she brain dead? Is she autistic? Why is she just blinking and looking away from? Is she? How much time did she even spend in Africa? She was there when this all started. You know what's funny? They gave Ted Cruz a hard fucking time because during the freeze in Texas one year, he actually had a planned vacation with his family and they were flying to somewhere warm. And they caught him in line at the airport with his kids. And they're like, fucking Ted Cruz, you're this and you're that. You should stay here and freeze with us. What? Why? What good is me being here freezing with you? I can telecommute. I can work from my phone. I have a laptop. I don't need to be there in person with you. We don't live together in the same house. So, but Bass, even if you're not in the state of California, which she is right now, she just came back from a trip from Africa. Why can't you at least speak to the public? Where's all the hope? Where's all the change? Where's all the what other bullshit that Obama say? Hope and change, but they never tell you what to hope for, never tell you what's going to change. She ran with a lot of that too. Promise this, that, and the third, but where are these promises now? Why are you so quiet?
No apology for them.
I like this reporter. He's from Sky News Australia. He is on her ass.
Do you think you should have been visiting Ghana while this was unfolding back home?
You know what the thing is, though? I'm sure the Ghana trip was planned before this was happening, unless this was planned. No way that's your security. Your security would get mopped up, too.
Madam Mayor, let me ask you just again.
God, I love the fucking internet. This video is not going to be seen on mainstream news anywhere. No one's going to play it. For one thing, it's long. For two, it's too direct to the point. This is actual journalism, which is dead. People like myself and other independent journalists, we're going to just come out here and just talk to the public. No one else is really going to do it. I mean, the people on television are done. That's over. So we are all that's left, and we're going to just do the best that we can.
Anything to say to the citizens today as you return?
So she's trying to run out the. Why are you running? Why not talk to the man? Why not talk to the camera? And basically, and that's why not talk to the people? What are you so afraid of?
Madam, just a few words for the citizens today as you return to deal with the catastrophe.
She's not dealing with shit. She's an idiot. She's not even the one in charge. Whoever put her in there they're doing the work. You think Kamala is the vice president? You think Joe Biden is in charge of a goddamn thing? No. And she has handlers too, because she couldn't even speak on her own.
David, as you say, she wasn't very keen to answer any of your questions there. And fire chiefs are also admitting that they just don't have enough personnel to take out the fires.
Yeah, they're fighting all sorts of challenges. They're talking about a water shortage. There are reports of fire hydrant failures. They've been unable to use firefighting aircraft for much of the day due to the smoke that is billowing ominously from the hills where the wildfires are raging. And I suppose despite that political storm, this is, of course, at its heart, a human story, because we've now 80,000 people evacuated. Tens of thousands of others are on standby to be evacuated. 2 lives have been lost in the Eaton fire, which is what's causing the consequence.
That number has went up to at least 5 now, and this is, I think, double. The numbers have went up. This is from earlier today when it was daytime. Now we're at night. Let's see here. California, it's 8 o'clock. So
behind us, the city's iconic landscape almost shrouded completely by the smoke. And they're really just taking it one step at a time, hoping at some stage the wind's going to change direction or to die down, and that they're going to be able to get.
Look at this architecture. This is classic Los Angeles, 1950s, 1940s design. Around the era of Howard Hughes, if you look at these archways, because we're not used to inclement weather, so our buildings are not necessarily weatherized or anything. We have a certain look because our temperatures used to be kind of stable most of the year before the cloud seeding started. So
this fire under control. Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were?
Unbelievable. I thought this was kind of funny, actually, but guess how much you're going to be getting if you're in Los Angeles? Well, you don't have to guess. What did they give the people in Hawaii? While all your money is sent to the Ukraine, they're going to tell you to use that $700 and rebuild. Rebuild with $700, which is hilarious because, you know, if you were in California like I was and we were watching all those fires happen over there, we're like, oh my God, that's terrible. What are you gonna eat tonight? Oh, nothing. Salmon. Oh, really? You know, we just go back to our regular lives. We're not ever thinking that it could be us. You know, I was talking to my good friend right now, and he's like, yeah, everyone over here in Culver City, just living normal life, acting like nothing's wrong. And that reminds me of the meme of that cartoon cat that's in that house, and he's like, everything is fine. He's sitting there drinking coffee while the house is burning. That's Californians right now. Where we and think about it. No, he's saying everybody's in Culver City. No one's like, hey, let me go see if I can find people that are trying to evacuate down those hills. Let me go see if I can just drive up there, and if anybody needs a ride, let me see if I can go help some senior citizens. Let me go see if I can help. Let me go see if I can just donate my time. I was watching some of these news reports from last night that were live at the scenes. Emergency personnel only. No locals are there trying to pick up the slack. Literally, they're using the SWAT team truck to try to take people that are in wheelchairs and get them down 3 or 4 miles away to a hotel or to a center. We don't have a community in California. That's not how it works. Everyone's an individual when it comes down to it. We're only communists when it comes to offering free stuff to minorities. That's it. That's when we become communists, and we feel like minorities and people who decide to have sex with weird inanimate objects or people of the same gender, they should also get communism. But they will expect the rest of us who work to pay to support a system of communism, specifically for certain people, which never made sense to me at all. I don't like it. But because we don't have a sense of community, no one's volunteering their own homes and opening their doors or taking their own cars and just trying to. Right now, anybody could be a hero. If you live in a different part of LA, you can make a 20-minute drive and just find, you can see people walking down from those hills that don't have cars, or their cars couldn't get out of there because of the traffic and they just need a ride. No one's even interested. I'm scared to ask what's going on in those animal shelters in the hills right now, if anybody's going to be there to try to help take some of the dogs and cats that are just there that are stuck. I wonder how that's going. We'll see. Oh yeah, I made this post earlier. It said, I guess now everyone in LA I know will finally start saying America first. And I said what's fucked up is that it took you all having to watch our hometown burn due to our lack of funds and resources because we sent it all to the Ukraine and Israel before you could see that we need to focus on our own homes first, foremost and only. Fuck these other places. America first, Americans first, MAGA. Yeah. Makes sense to me. Benny Johnson, I love his show. In 2022, a woke LA Fire Department chief sent helmets, gear, hoses, and emergency firefighting supplies to the fucking Ukraine. In 2025, Los Angeles is burning to ashes in a raging inferno with no fighters or water. Ukraine will not be sending aid to Los Angeles. See how this scam works? If that's not a fucking scam, what is? If this is not a scam, then what is? All these other countries that we do everything for, we're the first ones there to try to bail them out or help them or send stuff. Who's going to send us a goddamn dime? Not one country is taxing their citizens right now to send anything to any Americans at all. At all. It's not happening. So it's everybody else first, but we can't say America first. Fuck that. Fuck you. We're not playing those games. Can't do it. We can't afford to do it. Even if you want to play those games. Like, you can't even afford to be a Democrat anymore because shit hit the fans. Being a Democrat is a luxury. And like all luxuries, you must be able to afford it. Right now, you can't afford to be there. You can't afford that luxury. California rules caused insurance companies to cancel policies before the wildfires. Governor Gavin Newsom and the Democrat-run government of California caused insurance companies to cancel many of their fire insurance policies, with many residents of the Pacific Palisades losing their policies just before the wildfires. I'm hearing a lot of these insurance companies pulled out, was it even 8 weeks? What, 4 to 8 weeks ago? So barely a couple of months ago. Wow. As a Breitbart News has reported for years, many insurance companies have stopped selling to new policies in California because of the risk of wildfires and the rising cost of construction in the state. Because due to bureaucracy and Democrat red tape to get anything done, and basically all the money laundering and scamming of people and all the kickbacks, only certain people can do things. Everything, it's so much, you got to grease so many pockets. It's just too expensive to do everything. So this is what they're talking about, those rising costs. And because the state's regulators will not allow to price new policies based on future anticipated risk, only on historical risk. What the things change. We're humans. There are new chemicals that we're using to build things now. Think about it. The introductions alone of lithium batteries to garages is a new thing. And I'm guessing these insurance policies won't cover it if your house floods or if the battery is cracked and it explodes, which is a risk. So you might not have a Tesla in your garage, but your neighbor does. And if that lithium battery goes, what's the blast radius on a lithium ion battery of a Tesla? Not even like a Model X like mine. What about a Model 3? What's the blast radius? Your house, your neighbor's house, and the house behind you, gone. They don't tell you that those batteries, you can't put them out with water. And the fire departments don't have access to what you would need to even remotely stop those battery fires. Those fires got to just burn themselves out, which is on average about 3 days. But don't tell anybody. No one really knows. You're not allowed to talk about it. Or you get kicked off the internet like I did. You know, it's crazy. We have millions. How many Teslas are on the road right now? 2 point something million. So we have 2 point whatever million mini nukes just driving all around our country. And they can be remotely controlled. So they can just be parked somewhere. What if somebody uses a, what was it called? Let's look it up. What's it called? Where they, the Stuxnet? Yeah, Stuxnet. This is what they use to disable all the nuclear reactors in Iran, when they were trying to shut down, when they were trying to kill their nuclear capabilities or whatever. They used a worm. And apparently it was able to infiltrate the Iranian nuclear program, and it just basically caused all of their equipment to malfunction and kind of like self-destruct. All the Teslas that I know of are all on the same server. They're all under Tesla. If somebody uses a Stuxnet type worm and say they just gave a command or a set of code that caused all the Tesla batteries to just, I don't know, explode all at once and overload at once and, you know, blow. Why would you even need to have a nuclear war? You could just have all those blow. And they're all over the place, up and down. Look at a map of Teslas, because they'll show you where all their cars are. It's not a secret. That's how you know they're all on one network. That was the bad idea about having an electric car in the first place. That's why gas made sense. Individual vehicles, you can't even make them all blow at once. Electric vehicles are a different story. Oh, let's see here.
We are hosting our new employee orientation. And our focus is to teach our new employees for them to understand cultural competency, identify implicit and unconscious bias, and be aware of the importance of us having a diverse and inclusive workforce.
Diversity is important because the different people bring different.
2 black people in a row. I'm not about to be lectured. Fuck them. Fuck both of them individually and as a whole. DEI is why no one wants to sign up for these jobs. No one wants to risk their. Why would you, if you were a straight white male, why would you want to risk your lives doing public service alongside people who culturally hate you? It's a part of their cultural identity to see themselves as a victim of you as an individual, and they hate your guts. And now they're being propped up, promoted, all based on how they look and not their merits, not their experience, and not their contributions. This is why this is why no one wants to do those jobs. This is why they're begging for, and let's be honest, they're begging for white men to come back and help fight these fires. Why would you do that? And he let you just stab me in the back again. You shit on me back in 2020 and 2021. You told everybody that I was born a racist and I'm a die a racist, and your kids are not safe around all this bull, which is, I mean, if you felt like that, why did you beg for integration so bad? Why were you begging to be at my lunch counter? Why were you out there fighting dogs and drinking from and getting hit with water hoses to be around me, just so 2 generations later your kids can say about how much they hate being around me? Then fucking go live in your own areas. Stay away from me. Why are you now? But look, Los Angeles has to burn. Los Angeles, California. Again, the 6th largest economy in the world. Home of all types of amazing, but also a very demonic place. We have to watch it burn before we can realize why this DEI, ESG bullshit must burn with it. Because you have a choice. Both are not going to be able to coexist at the same time. You can have reality and a stable society, or you can choose to indulge in DEI, forced diversity nonsense, and watch everything burn. You do have a choice. Life's about choices. You have a choice. I don't even want to watch the rest of this video because if I see one more, actually, odds are the next person that's going to come up is going to be a gay. 2 blacks in a row, the next one's going to be a gay. I don't even want to risk it. Let's go to the next video. It's fucking ridiculous. Oh, look at this. Look at this.
Geez, I want to talk about my white privilege so bad. Like, I graduated North Hollywood High with a 1.7 GPA. I could not find a job. I walked to a fire station in North Hollywood. I was 19. I was living in the garage of my family home. My mom was on welfare and food stamps. And I said, can I get a job as a fireman? And they said, no, because you're not black, Hispanic, or a woman. We'll see you in about 7 years. And I went to a construction site and dug ditches and picked up garbage for the next 7 years. I got a letter in the mail sent to my father's house saying, your time has come to do the written exam for the LA Fire Department. I took it. I was standing in line and I had a young woman of color standing behind me in line. And I said, just out of curiosity, when did you sign up to become a fireman? Because I did it, or a person, 7 years ago. And she said, Wednesday. That is an example of my white privilege. Geez, I want to talk about my white privilege.
I went to school when I was a kid in North Hollywood. After the LA riots, everything was burned down where I lived at in the inner city. So my mom had moved to North Hollywood, and I went to Toluca Lake Elementary for, I think, 5th grade or 6th grade. And then went to junior high, and I was actually supposed to go to Walter Reed in North Hollywood. Then I would have went to North Hollywood High. I wanted to go there so bad. But that's what it is. Because you're not black, Hispanic, or a woman. But that was back then. So now is you got to either be black, a woman, or a trans. Basically a mentally ill man who believes he can become a woman by mutilating his body. And that's, I don't know why people don't talk about it, but 100% of all trans affirming surgeries have failed. There's no such thing. They've all failed, 100% failure. Not one has ever been able to have a uterus successfully installed, and butt babies, even though it's a thing that goes around. There's a lot of people that believe that butt babies are real. They're really not. There's really not anybody giving birth out of their butts. So it's just, in California, everything's rigged against you because our governor is under the World Economic Forum as well. But he's also heavily influenced by the Chinese, which is crazy, but top down. And he's related to Gavin. He's related to what's that? The piece of Pelosi.
Largest dam removal project in U.S. history.
This is the number one reason why what's happening right now is just so fucking disgusting. Flashback. Governor Gavin Newsom bragged about the largest dam removal in U.S. history. The LA Fire Department just ran out of water. They removed the dam. A dam that he didn't fucking build. He wasn't there when it was built. He doesn't know the logistics. You think he gives a fuck? You think he's competent enough? You think he's a smart guy that sat there and said, you know what? I did the math and we should remove it. No. He follows orders from the people that put him in charge to do this. This is a controlled demolition of the entire United States, but they can't take out the core of the country. They can't take out MAGA country. They have access to the coast. Oregon, Washington State, California, New Jersey, New York State, New York City, Jersey, all the way down to Baltimore. Those places, they have full control over. They're able to demolish these places brick by brick, but the core of the country still remains, thank God. This is one example.
The most significant water restoration project, bringing back sand still into this basin. This project could not have happened without extraordinary
partnerships with tribal nations and, of course, our partners in the North and Oregon. Just finished the celebration with the Secretary of the Interior and our tribal council and tribal leaders. I couldn't be more proud as a Californian, and I couldn't be more proud as a father, because my kids and their great-great-grandkids will have the opportunity to see something that has been here since time immemorial.
I'll just say it. Fuck those tribes. Fuck those fish. Matter of fact, why are we? I am here for the human experience. The fish experience is not my fucking concern. We are people. We have to mold our environment around us. It's not the other way around. If you want to go live like this in nature, Gavin Newsom, with your hair products, you go fucking find somewhere and go camp out in the middle of nowhere. You take your fucking kids. You do it to yourself. You don't drag the rest of us down with you. The tribes and these people, fuck that. We have cities. We have people that live in these places. What the fuck are you? What is your game plan? Well, we're, for the fish, and we're going to do this. And bro, this is a big ass country. There's plenty of nature. There's so many places where people don't live. Matter of fact, last time I checked, there's still a quarter of this country that's still only been surveyed by air, where people don't live. There are no people. People only live in certain areas of the country. If you're driving from LA to Phoenix, there's nobody and nothing in between. If you're going from Salt Lake City down to Vegas, but besides Reno, there's just nothing but just open, vast amounts of land everywhere. And here we are sacrificing access to water by destroying dams because we're worried about salmon having their experience up. You can't make this shit up. I'm not making it up. I'm just reading the news. I'm just playing videos that are literally public information. They're not going to play them on the news. So if you don't watch the internet, you're kind of screwed. And look at this disgrace right here. I wonder if she can, how many vaginas can bump together to put out 2 acres. So that way we can calculate how many of these lesbians we need to stack on top of each other, right? In an LGBT circle, how many of them do we have to, stack up before fires go out? Because anything less than that, then why the fuck do I care about this? I don't know, whoever the fuck this is, her sexuality. What does it even matter? What does it matter?
I'm super inspired. She took time out of her already busy schedule to tell us about her vision for the department's future, one that includes a 3-year strategic plan to increase diversity.
People ask me, well, what number are you looking for? I said, I'm not looking for a number. It's never enough.
Out of 3,300 city firefighters, only 115 are women right now. She's already looked.
Christ. Okay. Are the fires this year more diverse than last year? Like, do we have to change to match match the fire's vibe? Does the fire have a certain vibe? We have to match their vibe? No, the fires are the same type of fires we've been dealing with since humans have lived on Earth. It's a fucking fire. Why would diversity? Personally, I liked it better when diversity was the definition of an old wooden ship. I don't like this new bullshit because it comes at the expense of society. And that affects my bottom line because I like to do shit. I'm from LA. I had to leave California because everything was closed because of idiotic bullshit from people like this.
In ways to change that. She's quick to point out that doing so has a greater purpose, attracting the best and brightest for the job.
They feel included, they feel valued, and they feel part of a cohesive team.
The chief also checks another box when it comes to inclusivity and diversity at this department. She's a proud member of the LGBTQ community.
That just kind of opens the door of people that thought, wow, I didn't even know that was an opportunity for me. I'm super inspired.
Yeah, fuck her too, bro. Not in a good way because, the girl stuff's not that bad. Still, I don't like it. I just don't. What's there to like? It's all nonsense. It all equals incompetence and failure. This is how you break down stable systems. You force a false sense of diversity by replacing competent people with people who are incompetent, but you're replacing them based on how they look over merit. That is fucking ridiculous, or a horrible, ridiculous policy.
Oh, more.
Oh, way more than $1 million.
Oh my God.
By the looks of it, they're in an area called Carbon Beach. And I used to live in Carbon Beach in Malibu. So if they're heading south on PCH, then the beach is to the right. The properties are on the left-hand side if they're going south on PCH. And like Rion was saying, they did not turn off the gas. So a lot of these are gas-fueled fires. That's why they're not out. Diversity couldn't fix stupid. You know, this is a nightly talk radio show that I do. And I just come on here and talk about current events and, you know, regular topics. Safe and Effective Podcast. Follow, like, subscribe. Send me a message if you have something you want me to talk about. I do read those during the show. I read the notifications. I go down and scroll news feeds. And we see what people are talking about. Yeah, I like to stay on the treason charges too. Yeah, I do.
I made $1,579 this month with Opus Clip. I don't even know how to edit video. Opus Clip.
Breaking news. Biden announces $500 million for California residents. Just kidding. It's for Ukraine. Good one, Snowflake News. You have me. Aha. 500 million is way too much. They would have never given anybody in California that much. They couldn't. We're not the Ukraine. Maybe we call somewhere, maybe we have a Zaporozhye, California, or Luhansk, or Bakhmut, or I don't know, some other random Odessa, California. Maybe they'll throw us something on accident. But I doubt it's gonna happen. And this is, what is this, Lloyd Austin, that piece of shit DEI hire. You do see there's a pattern, right, between these people and who they put there to scam you. And you don't want to call out their scam because, well, then they'll call you racist. But only you. They won't call everybody racist, you know. That's not how it works. And look, California had their home insurance canceled prior to these fires. The LA mayor is in Africa as she spent the tax dollars funding fire departments in the fucking Ukraine. Why in the fuck would a black person from America give a fuck about anything in Ukraine? You can't spell Ukraine. You can't pronounce it. You can't find it on a map. You've never been there. No one you've ever known's ever been there. Why? Obviously, again, she's not the one in charge. She's not the one making the decisions. Altadena, Morongo. So this is north of Pasadena. I know this area, and I got to call some of my friends who live there to see how they are. But it's like, what am I supposed to do if they say I'm not doing good? I'm way the fuck out here. What can I do? So I don't even know why call. Whole subdivisions, whole neighborhoods, white. Look at all the houses are gone. Some of the trees are still there, but the houses are gone. Look at that car from the 1920s. Classic car is gone. And what are you going to do when the insurance companies won't They won't mitigate and they won't help you with rebuilding. Well, then who's going to buy up the land? Oh, the city and the state, who will eventually control all means of production. Sounds like my home country of Cuba. It sounds like communism. Right on schedule. It all seems planned to me. It all seems planned. You know what's crazy? I actually do have a video. I mean, it does seem planned. Let me see here. Let me see. I have a video that I want to play. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see here. Right here. No, it's not that one. No, it's not that video. It's not on my channel. It's on another channel. Okay, I think it's this one. Oh, you know what? Maybe it is here in this channel. I don't know. Club Rico podcast. Housing. There's a video I want to share and show you guys that a lot of this stuff was pre-planned. Housing, lockdown. It's a video where the city governments were saying that they want the landlords to lose their properties so that they can buy it up. And then this is a one in a lifetime opportunity to have access. So 1 year ago, where is this page? If I can't find it here, then I'll just these are some of my old videos. Apparently, I've been doing this for a little while. I really don't take it seriously. But yeah, this is a different channel. Let's see here. Your videos. Is it on this page? Yeah, this is where I was given a strike. I can't talk about that topic here. Weekly recap. Also removed. Can't talk about that. Yeah. It's actually on my other page when I think about it. So I have to find that other page. Let's see. Well, I'll find the video and then I'll play it at a separate time. I just thought I would have found it faster, but I can't find it. But basically, during the lockdown, you didn't have to pay rent, but your landlord had to pay a mortgage. And they made these people, they gave everybody 3 years of free rent, hoping that that would just collapse every single landlord. And when you become so desperate that you're forced to sell, the city and the state have first right of refusals before you can sell it to an investor. You were banned from selling it to another investor or to another property management company or owner. You were banned from doing that. You had to go, the city they had to turn it down first before you could actually sell to somebody else, your own property that you own. And they said that this was a once in a generation or once in a lifetime opportunity for the city to take over properties and turn everything into low income or homeless housing. And then, yeah, they're renting it out now for a $3,000 apartment will rent for $700, but they can still bill the government for the other $2,300 a month per unit in the form of, I guess, like a stipend or something to cover those expenses, because it's going to be designated as homeless housing. So the state and the city will be just making money hand over fist, because in their opinion, they're watching these landlords get rich every month. And because we don't live under communism, they don't get a cut. They want a bigger cut. The taxes aren't enough. They want a bigger cut, and they were going to take that cut by force. And that's why they continue these lockdowns for so fucking long in California. And for those who didn't fold under the lockdown, I guess they got something else for you. They'll just burn you out. Insane. Like I said, I'm gonna find that video and I'm gonna play it. I know I have it on another page. I just forgot exactly what it was labeled. But yeah. I wonder if this food can burn. I mean, I guess is McDonald's even food? Look at this. It looks like thermite that they use to cut the beams on the towers. I guess we shouldn't talk about that either. And this is the only man that's talking about doing anything positive for the country. This is the only man. And then everyone like myself behind him who are actually talking about anything positive.
Look at the versus 2 bills. Whatever it is, it's a matter of so. See you later.
I thought everybody said his beautiful wife Melania was going to be leaving him once he wasn't president no more. Seems like all these people do is just lie, and they're just full of shit. All these idiots, these Democrats, and they just make up bullshit.
Pull off for this one. They are saying they are not waiving any property tax for the people who lost everything. So you're in a hotel. You don't know if you're going to be kicked out on the 11th into this winter storm. You don't know where you're going to live. You don't know what you're doing for work. You don't know what's going to happen when everybody forgets about this storm. But guess what? You still owe property tax on a piece of property that's been completely leveled. It blows my mind. You guys need to send every one of these parasites to the unemployment line. Vote them out of office. Stop letting these people run and dictate your lives. Yeah, you don't think about it until it comes knocking on your door like it is now. Something we've learned from this storm is local government has way more effect over you than the Fed ever will. So Operation Shelter is not going to stand by and have these people just be into oblivion. I can't imagine. I get stressed paying taxes, and I have a job and a house, and everybody's healthy, right? So if you are in a hotel and you have lost everything, send me a DM. Operation Shelter will help pay your tax. This is basically helping you not have the burden of this money so that you can get back on your feet, get back into shelter, and get life going. Because apparently your government doesn't give a shit about you. So Operation Shelter will pay your taxes. You need verification that you're in a hotel, or that you're homeless, that you lost your house, and FEMA's doing jack crap for you. Because that's apparently the status quo now. I'm sorry I'm upset, but I just cannot imagine being told that until midnight tonight to pay taxes on a house that doesn't exist anymore. So reach out to me. I know you're stressed. I know this is just the worst news in the world, but we have funding. We're still raising funding, and we will pay this property tax to help get you back into permanent shelter.
You guys might want to take down his name. It's the Shawn, SHAWN Hendrix, HENDRIX.
If you're going to be kicked out on the 11th into this winter storm, you don't.
It's crazy that that's even a thing. Aerial footage reveals the devastation of the Pacific Palisades. I spent most of my life driving by there, had friends that lived over there, and friends that went to school there. Because, when you're in the inner city, we lived in Baldwin Hills and Windsor Hills. And some of us, our parents they didn't want us to go to Crenshaw, so they would send us to Palisades or send us to Westchester, because if you live in Ladera Heights, whatever, you might not want to go to certain schools. So to see this devastation is just the once wealthy area northwest of Santa Monica, with a population exceeding 23,000, some residents estimate that as much as 75% of the neighborhood has been reduced to rubble. This looks a lot like Lahaina. Do you guys remember that?
And the death toll climbing to 111 overnight. As we learn more about what may have.
Death toll continues to grow on Maui. New video surfaces raising questions as to what may have sparked the deadliest wildfire in modern U.S. history. 111 people now confirmed dead, hundreds unaccounted for. Search and rescue teams have covered 38% of the impact zone. FEMA, the Red Cross, and the military all on the ground.
I can tell you it's going to be a long and costly recovery, but much of that work will be done here with our local people.
And watch as this security camera captures what could be an early trigger in that devastating wildfire.
Yeah, this is a year ago. So this is August of 2023. So it's a little like almost a year and a half ago.
August 7th at 10:47 p.m., a day earlier. You hear a witness describe a
About 50% of it was affordable housing, so designated for workforce housing. This is one of the townhomes that completely burnt to the ground.
It's crazy. And it keeps happening in areas with prime real estate. Not really in the hoods. Look, like wherever they filmed The Wire, like, well, why the fuck doesn't this happen there? Or in some of these obscure places where, I don't know, that, you know, somewhere in Detroit or somewhere in the projects. Like, why in the nicest areas? Like Lahaina, right on the water, and now Pacific Palisades, right on the water, Malibu, right on the water. Seems a little. And look, this is Trump speaking about California.
You could revert water up into the hills where you have all the dead forests, where the forests are so brittle. There's no places like California. I go to Austria. The head of Austria tells me, you know, we have trees that are much more flammable than what you have in California. We never have forest fires because they maintain their forests. And you have all that water that could be used to, as water, what they call water flow, where the land would be dammed. And you'd stop many of these horrible fires that are costing billions and billions of dollars by the federal government, etc. So one thing I'm going to do for California, vote for me, California. I'm going to give you safety. I'm going to give you a great border. And I'm going to give you more water than almost anybody has. And the farmers up north are going to be able to use 100% of their land, not 1% of their land.
And that right there, my friends, is the definition of making America great again. When they say make America great, they mean your America. Wherever you live at in America, making where you live better, safer. There, like he said, if you go to other countries, even where I lived at in Germany, I've lived in 5 other countries throughout my years, and there are plants and trees that are way more flammable than ours are in California, but yet they don't have these super destructive, crazy fires annually that are just wiping out entire cities and, you know, killing people and billions in damage. And you know it's coming in 12 months from today. There's going to be another big set of fires. And no one has any idea on how to stop it, but other countries have figured it out. You got a president that's telling you what can be done to stop this. Why does our president have to be the one in charge of it? Like, we don't have city officials, we don't have government officials, we don't have a governor who's essentially the president of the state. Why doesn't he have any ideas? Why doesn't he have any suggestions? He's giving you the game plan right here on how to make where you live at in America great again. And you ignore him. This is an old speech. What is this? Probably, it could be a year old. Because when did he announce J.D. Vance would be his running mate? So this is probably maybe 3 months old, 4 months old. And it just falls on deaf ears. They want this to happen. You know, it's a part
Laura,
of the scam.
with all due respect, if it is true that things are handled this way, if it is true that Gavin Newsom is the absolute blithering idiot that I believe he is in the way he has handled fire management in this state again and again and again and again, this isn't a wake-up call. This is the kind of thing they have tribunals for, where they try people and say, you had an oath of office to perform certain duties. When you're the fire chief, this isn't a social justice exercise that you're in charge of. This is you getting water to areas that need water because there are fires and 100-mile-an-hour winds burning houses to the ground. I watched on a Ring camera a guy have to sit and watch his pet burn to death. You know, those things are issues of the heart when you watch a cherished little pet. Or, you know, look, my home is a building. It was we worked 3 years putting the homes together. We loved our little house, but it means nothing compared to the 5 people who lost their lives.
James,
so, call,
yeah, I hear you. And again, we're going to learn a lot more about.
Laura, with all due respect.
So sad. And somebody forgot to fill the reservoirs. They didn't forget. This is planned. There's a lot of money, like I said, conflicting agendas. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are taking a lot of losses, but there's a lot of people that's going to benefit from these fires and from this destruction. Everyone's not going to be happy. Some people are going to have to, someone's going to win, someone's going to lose. Everyone can't be winners. Unfortunately, that's how you got to strategize when you're living in a place like California. I mean, just in a country like the United States in general, you do need to strategize and be a little bit smarter than the average bear, but it's crazy that you have to think like someone who's evil just to kind of figure out where things are going so you can get there first and be prepared. I saw a lot of these issues coming. I evacuated long ago. I haven't went back, you know, not even that long, 2 years. But Jesus, so much has changed in 2 years. Shit, before this, it was vaccine passports. So in my mind, when they started asking people for passports to go into stores and telling people you have to stay home or you're going to die from the air, when I looked outside in LA, I seen everything burnt down anyway. That's what it was for somebody like myself. In my mind, California's been burnt, been gone. If you ask me today, I'm like, California's been gone. What do you mean you're going back to visit? What's there to visit? In my head, it's already been a burnt to the ground parking lot for the past couple of years. Now it just actually looks like that in real life. But for me, that's how long it's been since the lockdowns and the passports. It burned down in my head anyway. So
this home right behind me, it's still parts of it have flames still burning here. It's been going all morning long. He's been here for 60 years, raised his kids in this house. I mean, what are you feeling when you see your house like this now?
That's what you say.
How do you feel looking at this morning?
I'm going to break down again. That's what I feel. It's my whole life. Everything was in there. So lost everything. You think, well, you're supposed to be a support. I'll be okay. I'll start over again.
That's a beautiful spirit to have, you know, and I feel for this man. You know, they don't know where they're going to be tomorrow. And again, we don't have community in California. There's no community efforts that's going to come together to help rebuild this man's home. The police officers in the area don't know his name. His neighbors don't know his name. The men down, the people the immigrants who work at the store around the corner don't know his name. No one knows. We don't do community. It's too many people in one area anyway. You can't know everybody. Poor guy, you know, but, you know, America first, Americans first. This is an American. He should be our priority. I mean, he's my priorities. Men like him, people like him in this situation are my priority. I do what I can to bring awareness and hopefully, you know, like and subscribe and share if you can and, you know, get the word out there. Let people know this man exists. Some of us don't even know he's here or what he's going through, but we should, because at any given point in time, You're next. Or do you think you're not on the menu? You know, I'm prepared. I have, you know, years worth of food here, and I have different locations I live in. I've been preparing. No one else is. Everyone else is just kind of waiting by the wayside and, you know, crossing their fingers and just hoping, basically just depending on a normalcy bias that everything's going to stay the same forever. Nothing stays the same.
Just to your neighbors that are going to be coming back just like you.
I would say that whatever happens to the property, we're just glad that they're safe and they've survived this along with us. And
Yeah, thank you for all the personnel that are here. Fighting the fires. It's amazing, and thank you to all of them and to you for spreading the news, even though it's bad.
This home, right?
I'm doing my part to spread the news as well. You know, this is 91 years old. You know how much of a blessing that is to live to be that old? You know, the average age for the United States, I believe, has just dropped down to 76. It's somewhere between 76 and 78 on its best day. This man is 91, almost a century ago. So when the Nazis were in charge, he was a kid. No, let me see here. No, he was born around, you know, in the 40s. I would say the 40s or the 50s. No, the 40s. Yeah. No. My math's off, unfortunately. I'm just yeah, so he would have been 15, 14 at the end of World War II. So he would have just missed the draft. He would have got lucky. He would have been a few years shy of being drafted. And he's still around, and then to watch everything just get wiped by a preventable set of circumstances because of bad local management. It's just unbelievable. Look, we're going to take a break. I'll come back with more of our nightly radio show, our little radio talk show. I'm going to go through some of these messages on these other platforms that we're streaming on, and we'll come back on and we'll talk some more shit about Democrats. Thank you, and we'll be back.